Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. Today is February 10th, 2019. First of all, we're going to talk about the news of the day, and CNBC kept making it the news of the day about Jeff Bezos being blackmailed by the National Enquirer, and he tried to imply that Trump somehow was behind this. Folks, first of all, if Trump was behind it, and whether he was or wasn't, you can't prove it, okay? In the old days, a few years back with Elliot Spitzer and Ken Langone came back after him, okay? And the rumor is that Langone got the evidence to bust Spitzer. They caught him sending money orders to hookers in post offices and stuff. Look, whether Trump's behind it or not, you wouldn't be able to prove it, okay? People ask me, they said, Billy, do you think this is something Trump would do? Sure it is. But he wouldn't do it himself. Somebody else would do it trying to win praise. Honestly, and I'll give you my take on it. My take on it is the woman that he was with, her brother grabbed this off of a phone because he knows Jeff Bezos is worth $130 billion. Okay, I know that's hard to believe. That's a crazy amount of money, okay? He would be able to, what the Enquirer or somebody would pay, what Bezos would pay. I mean, there's so much money involved in this. Folks, they're trying to say that Bezos is a shrewd guy, okay? He's a poor business person. The truth is, he tried to start Amazon. Amazon would have failed, okay, if he would have just been selling books. He sells AWS, the business isn't as profitable as it's made out to be. It's popular, but it's not as profitable. It maybe makes a fifth or sixth. Apple made more money in the last year than Amazon made in its 20 years, okay? But Bezos is a guy that everybody talks about how he's a genius, but, of course, nobody owns his stock. I wouldn't buy his stock. I'll give you a stock later. Look, he's a shrewd guy. He runs the Washington Post. He sits on stories. They choose to go after Trump and keep all the stuff he does right quiet. Okay, I'm glad to see this guy getting a little taste of his own medicine. Okay, but let me just tell you guys, I talked to a couple of attorneys today and they confirmed what I said. There's no way the National Enquirer would try to extort this. They were making deals in good faith. They were telling them, look, if you don't drop a lawsuit, we won't run your pictures. Okay. They figure, okay, what they're going to have to pay in defending a lawsuit, they're not going to make in doing the pictures. And Bezos is trying to come back. He's used to being this spoiled jerk. Okay. Look, he got caught doing something, and he's getting the same treatment that he does to the people in his newspaper. He owns the Washington Post and has used it to attack President Trump. Okay. Is it bad karma? Is it Trump coming after him? It doesn't matter. This was not extortion, okay? What he did is it's a public relations move to take the heat off of what his conduct was. They're always talking about, well, what the Enquirer did and how, they were on CNBC, they're calling shareholders of people that own a piece of the business that owns the National Enquirer, and the shareholders like, I don't know anything about it. The one guy, Leon Cooperman, said, I own shares of Amazon. Why would I do something like this? It's a nothing burger, okay? What it is Bezos tried to get in front of a story, and he tried to make himself, he's the only guy I know that's got $130 billion. He does something stupid, gets caught, and then he thinks that he's going to blame someone else. He's going to blame Trump. And that's their whole plan. Okay, this Al Green character of Texas, he's the dumbest guy, okay? He said that the immoral behavior of the Virginia governor doing the blackface was because of Trump's bigotry. It's something Trump would do. First of all, Trump hasn't done anything like that. It's funny they make him a racist, yet he's the person who integrated Palm Beach, okay, and was the first person to have blacks into his club when everybody was mad at him, okay. I mean, there's a picture of him. He's won many awards from the NAACP with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, but yet he's the racist, okay. I mean, it's Trump was the first person to do, like, when he pardoned Alice Johnson, he went out and hired the first female African-American 5-star general. Like, Obama did none of those things. Okay. He was supposed to be the president. And the fact is, African-Americans have the lowest unemployment rate in history under Trump. So, I mean, this is their plan. Okay. I mean, the other governor, Fairfax, had a second woman. Okay. Come out, and they're calling for his head. I mean, the Democratic Party is starting to implode. But see, it's funny. Somebody sent me a chart, and it's true. He said he combined the Nazis under Heinrich Miller, the head of the Gestapo, and then he said the Democrats, Robert Mueller. And then they put on both sides, head of all powerful secret police, head of all powerful secret police. The Democrats, i.e. the Strzok, Page, or targeting enemies of the ruling party for arrest. Targeting enemies of the ruling party for arrest. I mean, all these people did is go after Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Michael Cohen, for things that had nothing to do with the president. They just went after him because of things these people did wrong. Spied on fellow countrymen were the Nazis. What do you think they did with Trump listening in on his calls? That's how they got I can't think of the guy. I'm having a senior moment. The guy that was the defense guy under Obama, and then they grabbed him before he was here. I mean, launch fascist investigations against political opponents. That's all these people do. That's why with Bezos, it's ironic. All they've done is attack Trump. And they go against anybody that's your political opponent. And if they don't, they embarrass you. They send you a message that they took Ben Carson's name off of a school. Okay. They've threatened people if they back Trump, they're in trouble. I mean, look at the Patriots last week. Trump's friends are Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, and Tom Brady. The people wrote a racist statement talking about how Boston is a racist place. They brought up Tom Yawkey, the guy that owned Boston Red Sox in the 50s because he didn't hire as many black people. I mean, these people have become unhinged, okay? Covering up crimes of political allies. I mean, this is, Trump is like him or dislike him. I like him. He got this done. He's fighting all this. And you know what? People want me to talk about AOC, as she's known. Look, this is what I think about her. I think she's a shill for the Progressive Party. I think that she didn't know what she was doing. I think that it's like putting a 6th grader that's petulant and hasn't had their nap and letting them walk around in Congress. And you know what's funny? Maxine Waters, a person with a low IQ and a low credit score, these two people are on the banking committee and the finance committees. Okay? That's like telling Stevie Wonder after he sings a national anthem that he should be able to drive a car at NASCAR. Okay? I mean, the two talents have nothing to do with each other. How this woman got a committee chair is just, the Democratic Party has really turned into and I put Bezos in there, okay, because he runs it by buying. He bought the Washington Post from Warren Buffett in Berkshire that I used to own. He did it just to attack. He uses it as an attack piece. That's all he does. And he's wondering why Trump is going after him. Did Trump have anything to do with this? I don't know. Who knows? Somebody would be, all I know is when you're the most powerful person in the world, people go after you. Okay, you want that mantle? Bezos got it. Okay, and he's got to deal with it. Just like the Democratic Party. I don't think any of these, the African-American guy might resign. The other guy's not going to resign. The governor's not going to resign. Especially if the second in command, doesn't resign. Okay, I just don't see it. They don't care. Okay, they really don't care. And for all you people that are listening out there, if you vote Democratic, there's something wrong with you. Okay, you're not. Go to any major city. Okay, they're broke. I mean, you're mentally ill, and I'm not making fun of the mentally ill. Someone made a comment today and said, called Ocasio, AOC, a special needs person. No, people of special needs are slow. They're not dumb. They're some of the smartest people in the world. Okay, they're just slow. This lady's dumb. Okay, she talked yesterday about air travel being banned. First of all, how would the people from Congress in California get to Washington when they come home? What are they going to do? Ride a horse? Are they going to ride a car? I mean, this is just pure nonsense. Okay, it's nonsense. I mean, go to every city. Okay, pick a big city that's run by the Democrats. It's either broke or there's people pooping in the street like they are in San Francisco. I mean, it's just, this is a clown show. There's an article I put on my Facebook page. You can go there and look for it. I said in there, they said 60% of the people think they can't afford to live in California. I got news for you. It's about 90%. Okay? My buddy, he's listening to this. I'm not going to even name him. Okay? He worked for Wells Fargo Bank. He worked in Beverly Hills. The amount of money he made, he spent it renting the place. And he couldn't even live far because of the traffic. Okay? And he had a good job. He could actually afford to live there. If you don't make $100,000 a year, you can live in California. And I hope not to offend people. Stephen in California said on the podcast they released the other day, he said, yeah, Bill, I can live here because of investing in the dividend machine in the inner circle and your billspetrino.com forum. That's true. But most people can't afford it. Okay, they need to move to I mean, between the taxes and the cost of living, it's not, my friend had to rent a place in Beverly Hills. It's not cheap. And he couldn't live too far from the place because he couldn't drive. You couldn't get there. If you lived 20 minutes away, you couldn't do it. You might as well, it takes you 2 hours to get there. Okay. And I mean, like I said, if you can afford to live in San Diego and live, near Del Mar racetrack and, you're wealthy enough to live there, that's great. But that's not most of the people. And to be honest, New York, Connecticut, most of the cities, that's why people don't save for their futures. So we're going to talk about the investing. I mean, and we had a good response. If you bought Apple around in the 140s, it's in the 170s. Pete from United Kingdom said, you gave us Snap and you gave us Apple in the last podcast. Snap's over 9 now. Okay. We gave it to you in the 6s. That's a 50% return. Okay. Most people that buy CDs for the bank, they've made 50% in the last 15 years. You made it in a couple weeks. Okay. We're going to give you another stock. They're going to report earnings this week called Applied Materials. The symbol is AMAT. Okay. This stock, they basically, the long and the short of it is, they make the foundries that build computer places. Okay. I'd like to try to get technical and pretend I know what I'm doing. I don't. But I talked to my good friends Gordon, Kevin in Texas. Both these guys are geniuses. Ian in Arizona. And they explained to me how the whole computer system works. Okay. I would sit here and try to explain it to you, but I'm not that smart. Okay. I'm smart enough to follow geniuses, just like hopefully you're smart enough to follow me. Okay. But AMAT is the symbol. The stock's around 40. They report earnings next week. I don't think the earnings are going to be the greatest thing, but the guidance will be good. And I think LRCX, which is a similar company, did their earnings and they were good. And I think that Applied Materials does about the same thing. And I think their guidance is going to be good. Also, I'm going to make a prediction this week. Warren Buffett is going to come out and he is going to have bought a record amount of Apple shares. They'll announce that this week. And that's part of the reason we bought Apple a month or two ago. So Apple's going to keep going up. People have said to me, Billy, it's run up, it's going to go backwards. When conventional wisdom is long on convention and short on wisdom, okay? Don't pay any attention to it. Apple stock is going higher. I'm telling you that it's going to go higher. I'm not supposed to say this. Friends of mine that are attorneys are like, Bill, you're supposed to make disclosure. Look, this is the truth machine. This is not the cover your ass machine or the bullshit machine. This is the truth machine. AMAT is the stock. We're going to talk about sports, and it's like, I want to talk about college wrestling. I'm very passionate. We've got our subscribers out there that have kids that are wrestling. Okay. My friend Nick, his son is wrestling in college. A lot of other people. Hesh was a college wrestler. A lot of people. My friend Pat Milkovich was the youngest NCAA champ. Pat, if you're listening, you probably don't like me saying it, but I say it anyhow. 18 years. But the greatest wrestler of all time, Cal Sanderson, he never lost a match. He's the greatest coach of all time. He coaches the Penn State Nittany Lions. And I watched him the other day wrestle the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes. You know, I'm Ohio State. I'm wearing an Ohio State sweatshirt as we speak. They got pounded, okay? Penn State, this wrestling team could be the best team ever. And this coach, not only is he the best wrestler ever, he's the best coach ever, okay? And this is a thing. And his assistant coach, I always name an unsung person, is a guy named Casey Cunningham. He wrestled for Central Michigan under my good friend Tom Borelli. I have 2 Tom Borellis as friends. One, the husband of Deneen Borelli of Fox, and the other is a coach of Central Michigan. He used to beat Michigan State up all the time. Even though he was in Central Michigan, but Casey Cunningham, the assistant coach, he came on with Cal Sanderson was smart enough to hire him. These guys are geniuses. If you want to watch wrestling matches, if you got the Big Ten channel, it should be on. But these guys are amazing. This is probably the best sports team I've ever seen as far as how dominant they are. They will win the NCAA tournament. In a dual meet, they could beat every team they wrestle by 30 points. I mean, it's unbelievable. But I want to give a sport wrestling and a couple unsung people my props. So please, we're at 840 some subscribers. We need to get to 1,000 so we can get top ranking on eBay. On YouTube. I confuse them. Another liberal place is running another liberal place. But they own the airwaves right now, and they haven't censored me yet. I mean, Facebook will throw me off for calling someone an idiot or calling someone comic relief. They'll suspend me, but so far they've done good. Me and my producer Michael Stifler, he keeps me out of trouble. I say, Michael, just delete anything I say wrong, which he hasn't had to do yet, thank God. So I want you to please get everybody you can. If you have to open up Gmail accounts, do it. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there. Okay. So from behind the wheel of the truth machine, this is Bill Spatrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.